So, hi everyone again. Here we go with our Moneylogy show. Each week, the same time, and congratulate those who watch our show. Hi, Valo. Here with you again. We're going to discuss about the topics related to financial freedom. But actually, today's topic is a bit maybe from different angle because it's not about earning, but about giving. And the topic is actually giving back or the charity and how it connects with our financial success as well. Because there is also universal law that you need to give in order to receive. And this is also probably important part when we are talking about financial freedom, more higher financial income, and financial success in general. So, voila. What are your thoughts about charity and giving back in general? Why it's important talking about the financial topics as well?
Yeah, thank you. I think it's, I think like you mentioned, it's like the law of the universe, and eventually you learn to trust it. And in the beginning, maybe when there's maybe not so much belief, you can play with it, and then you can find it out yourself. But I think the general law is that if you want to receive something, then you have to give it first. And it's the same with time, and the same with money. And because I have also a couple of like personal experiences, then it's very natural for me. So one of the maybe example is that when I was about 10 years ago, I was running a cash flow club, and we were doing it for free. And it was like every weekend, basically Sunday, 4 hours, going to the cash flow club, playing the game, and doing it for the next 3 years. And after doing that, I could quit my job and I could become entrepreneur. I get all of my time back in my life. So it was a great example, and it's the same with money. So yeah, I think it's a great law. So how about you? How have you used that?
Yeah, I totally agree with what we said. And actually, you even can't imagine sometimes how it's gonna return to you, because, like you said, for example, spending 4 hours a week just for free doing cash flow clubs, then basically return back with passive income from your business and investments. This is what happened to me as well, because I was doing the same just in another country, and this is how we actually met and started Starfish. But it was just for the purpose of learning for myself and sharing what I know with other people. And this the act of giving my knowledge, my time, returned with really good return on investment for me. And it's not only about money, but about the people I met, about the possibilities which I saw in the future. And I wouldn't be able to see it if I has been choosing not to give my time for this in the past. But what I quite often hear from people, and especially when we talk about giving not time but money, they say, when I will have the money, I will give the money. So what do you think about this attitude?
Yeah, I think it's also um, kind of mind trick that you play with yourself, because actually there's no stoppage you can give now. I mean, it's almost the same. Like I cannot save money because my salary is too low. But you can start always. You can start with $1, €1. I mean, there's no limit. So if you really want to do it, you'll always find a way. So yeah, I think it's kind of an excuse that lets us to postpone it to the future. So yeah, I think you have to have this mindset already now, because when you have more money and you're not giving now, then maybe you're not giving also then. So
exactly, and this is actually becomes a habit, because if you start with small numbers and you give it right away, like in the 6 jars saving system, which we also explained to the people who just started their journey, one of the jars is actually charity, and it doesn't matter is it like 1% or it's 10%, just the amount of money you can give, but it forms the habit, and it means that if your income increases in the future, it will be much easier for you to give the amount of money from the high income, because you already got used to it with small amounts of money.
yeah, and also we talked about time and money, but I also have realized that it also works with knowledge, because they always say that the teacher is always the one who learns the most.
Yep.
And it's also the same process. You have to give first, you have to teach first, but it comes back to you like tenfold, because you're not only getting your own thoughts, but you also get the thoughts from the students or from the people in the room, and you get a lot of ideas. So it works basically in different areas of life, not only time and money, but basically everything that we do. So if there's lack of something in our lives, then the question should be, okay, how could I give first so I could start receiving back something?
Exactly. And that's why probably in our Starfish Academy trainings, there are three main rules when you do something. It's learn, apply, and the third one is exactly share. Because this is what helps you to even boost your learning process, boost your possibilities to get totally different insights from the things which you even know. I even remember one course we have been doing about real estate investing. It was an online course. And in one of the modules, when we were talking about the ways how you can increase and create more value for your tenants, especially in the short-term rent. We were thinking about the ideas we could offer for the participants, and while doing so, I got at least 3 ideas which I had hasn't been using for my rental properties before that, just because I was thinking how to share the knowledge I already have with others. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and if you think about what is the value of one great idea, I mean, it could be like tens of thousands, and that's why this teaching is really magical. Is that you're just willing to give, and then you learn more. And also, if I'm kind of looking back at my own history, the reason when we were running the cashflow clubs for free, there was a lot of people who were not willing to start the club because there was no money. But because I was doing it, to learn myself and to be around with other people who have the similar mindset, then eventually, as an end result of this giving for 3 years, I got back even more. So sometimes you don't have to see the money in front, but the money can be also in the back, and the value can be in the back.
Exactly. I would even say that this proper attitude towards charity helps entrepreneurs quite strongly also, because let's say, imagine when you start a business, you also first of all need to give without expecting to get back, because the results will be somewhere in the future. You invest your time, you invest your money in order to get the return in the future, but you can't be 100% sure that the return will be there. And the same with charity, of course, even in more stronger way, because you give without expecting to get back, and this will come up to you in other ways. But with business and investing is exactly the same thing, because if you do something right away, expecting what will be the money paid to me for this job or for this effort, this will stop you for getting higher returns in the future.
Mm-hmm. And I think quite often people have a concept that charity or giving is always money, but it's not. And sometimes the time is even more valuable resource to give. And I had a couple of experiences. I was 2 times in my life in Brazil. We were helping the kids living in favelas, and we were buying some food there, but we spent actually the whole week with them. And then one of the organizers of this charity said that, do you know that actually the kids value your time much, much more than the money you're giving? So time is a really valuable resource, and we shouldn't forget that.
Yeah, I couldn't say better, because before one of my friends here in Lithuania, we also have our charity fund established, and this is what we have been doing. Actually, we were going to one of the day centers for the children who has not the best situations in the families, and we were spending time with them. And the good thing, and actually the surprising thing, is that when you spend the time with these child, you learn so much from them. The total different attitude, the total different emotional feelings from them, and this actually are the things which comes back to you right away.
Yeah, I remember exactly these days coming back from Brazil, and being so grateful that I'm living where I'm living right now. Because if you could see the conditions, how there's a lot of people living, then suddenly you start to appreciate everything you have in your life. So this was already worth the whole trip to be there.
Exactly. So those who watch our show, where you can ask questions if you have any related to this topic, or just other questions related to personal finances, investing, entrepreneurship, just feel free, write the comments below the video, and we will be more than happy to answer them right away here or if you watch the recording, then we will include them to the upcoming shows. And as well, you can suggest the topics which are important and valid for you, and then we will plan these topics in the future. And coming back to the topic which we have today, actually, there is even some financial benefits when you give charity, because even from the tax laws, there is such a thing as a tax deductions. And the tax deductions means that your income, which is taxed, can be lowered, doesn't matter is it person's income or organization income, by some amount of money, and the charity is actually also considered as an expense. So basically, if you give charity, for example, as a company, you support some maybe charity funds, or just give your money, part of your income, to those who need them more, then basically it will be considered as an expense for your company, and you won't pay taxes on this. So this is one of financial benefits also as well here.
Yeah, and I think tax deduction is basically like an incentive from a government telling you what you're supposed to do or what the government wants you to do, and if you're willing to do that, they're going to motivate you with the tax deduction. So it's actually really smart way, and definitely there's some differences in different countries, but you should definitely find out what is the tax deduction possibilities in your country, because tax could be the biggest expense of your lifetime.
Exactly. And for sure, of course, not only the charities, the possibility to
Yes.
deduct taxes, but this is just to understand, like Valo said, that there are a lot of options for entrepreneurs and investors legally to pay less taxes. And if you know who are the people who can advise you on it, your tax advisors, your teammates who are responsible for knowing the tax law deeper, then basically you can find the ways also to benefit from it. And charity is just a part of it. But like I said, and we also discussed with Fowler, when you are ready to give your time and money, there will be much more ways than only tax deductions how it can be returned to you in the future. So just think about it from the very beginning. It doesn't matter how much money you earn now. Just think what would be the reasonable part you could give right away now. And also, if you feel that you can't give with the money, just start giving with your time.
Yeah, I would add maybe one additional idea what relates to giving money, especially because quite often people give money because they want some fame, or to put them to pedestal as a sponsors. So I would say that the most sincere way to give money is to do it anonymously, which means that nobody knows it.
Yep.
Because then the laws of the universe actually start to work with you, and if you want to put your name behind it, or you want to show yourself, then let's call it marketing. So there's a difference between just marketing yourself or just really truly putting money to charity, and you should do it anonymously.
Yeah, and it's really important part, because I would say probably the biggest givers in the charity world are not the ones we know, not the ones who are like the big names on it, but those who are unknown, and basically they do the huge work. It's not only about money, but also their efforts which we put from their own personal time, and spend with children, or let's say even older people who needs their help. And this is really a huge work we do.
Yeah, and then, sometimes people ask, what charity should I do? Okay, I understand the concept that I should do some part of the charity. So I would say that it's really just choose a topic which is really close to your heart, where you see that there's a big challenge or problem in the world, and you can pay your small contribution to that to help them to solve this problem.
Definitely. So this is the topic we discussed today with Valo, and like I said, if you have questions related to this topic or any other questions which can be useful for you if we answer them, just feel free to write the comments right away now below the video, and we will answer them in a minute if you watch live show, or the next show if it will be the recorded version. And by the way, if you want to watch our previous shows, you can find them on any online channels you like or you use the most, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just subscribe here for Starfish Academy, and you will be updated about the new episodes, and also you will find another content which can be useful and valuable for you. If you are looking for ways how to reach your financial freedom faster, how to create a passive income, how to start investing, how to start your own business, or how to make it working for you in better ways than you do now. So just feel free to write the questions and subscribe to these channels, and also give us a feedback. Give us feedback with your likes, with your sharing, with your comments, if you feel that these topics are important and valuable for you, and this will motivate us to do it in the future as well. So thank you, Vala, for your time. Again, this is also giving because we are not charging anything for this, and
Yes.
we hope that this will be useful for you. And anyway, your feedbacks and the comments actually is the return which we expect from you.
Yeah, like Rasa says, try to open the chakras for success. So our chakras are open.
Yep.
So let's do it together.
And you can just enrich our chakras with your comments and giving us your feedback, how it's important and valuable for you. So one more time, thank you for watching. Just plan your time next week, the same day and the same time. Depending on the country you are, it can be different, but the day of the week is the same. And just join our show the next week for new topics, and we will be looking for your comments as well. Thank you, Valo, for your time as well, and see you next week.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Bye bye.